Hello everyone, we are from SG3 and we are gonna talk about TKP. Our group consists of Diva Kalista Amalia, Muhammad Fakhrino, myself is Danisa Rahmanul Murti, and then there is Christianus Girwijaya, Muhammad Fauzan Fahreza, and then the last one is Muhammad Gafiarsya. So this is our table of contents. The first one is we're gonna talk about the company, why we choose this company, and then also the mind map of this company. The second one is the ambition or the vision of the company. The third one is the program or the activities that related to the environment. The third one or the fourth one or the last one is about the news information in real conditions. So the company that we use for these presentations are Recoft. Because Recoft envision a future where the people of the Asia Pacific region live equitably and sustainably in and alongside thriving forests and healthy, resilient landscapes. So why Recoft website? Because Recoft website has a structured and a simple information that provided. Also, this website is a user-friendly. So this is the mind map of Recoft that Diva Kalista already made. There are about consists of mission values, what we do, the team, board and fellows, partnership, private sectors, and careers. There are also learning that consists of gateway, training, e-learning, facilities, and library. Also there is projects, consists of regional projects and waves program. There are also resources, consists of publications, videos, and landscape. The last one, there are countries.
This company also have visions. The first one is embrace innovation. The second one is nurture commitment, responsibility, and ownership of the company. The third one is to adapt to and learn from challenges. The fourth one is cultivate participation, social inclusion, and gender equity. The fifth one is collaborate with partners and stakeholders of the company, the RCOTF company, and prioritize sustainability.
I'm gonna talk about the activities that Recoft already did. So Recoft as an organization have already did so many activities, but I'm gonna give you 5 example of activities that Recoft already did. So the first one, there are protecting forest with carbon assessment and open data. Carbon assessment in northern Thailand have proved instrumental to communities advocating for the protection of their forests. So communities, example in Chiangkong district, have been under pressure to capitulate to the incursions of a planned special economic zone that would cover their community forests. Second one is lesson from the Ing watershed in Thailand. So taking a landscape approach in implementing activities is central to Recoft upcoming strategic plan. Landscape approach focus on stakeholders at a scale that is small enough to maintain a degree of manageability, while simultaneously operating in a context that large enough. Be able to deliver multiple outcomes to stakeholders with different interests. The approach emphasis in the interdependence of natural resources, people and communities. All natural resources impact each other and their use interconnected with existing social and economic system. Next one, there are lessons from the landscape restoration in Maichem. Maichem is the place in Thailand, shows that collaboration is a key. Forest landscape restorations, or FLR, offers a way to restore both degraded forests as well as the surrounding degraded landscape, while offers a socio-economic benefit to people in wider area. The Maichem model in Thailand is one of a real-life success story that shows that FLR or forest landscape restorations can contribute to solving multiple problems in the landscape, and that multi-stakeholder collaboration is the key to success. Number 4, there are to keep coastal communities must benefit from sustainable enterprises. Successfully tackling the challenges facing mangrove and coastal communities must be undertaken using a holistic approach. Recoft take such an approach by testing, advocating, and providing evidence of how community-based natural resource management can provide a sustainable solutions for balancing human, social, and economic well-being of a coastal ecosystem. RECOF expertise on community forests includes integrated coastal resource management, partnering with local communities and organizations like Mangrove for the future.
The fifth one is community leaders attend RECOF thesis or RECOF thesis Silver Jubilee in Indonesia. Since Indonesia is have the area most population of the green area, the Indonesia is a key country for the RECOF thesis given the wealth of its forest resources, and millions of local people will depend on them for their subsistence.
So here is the list of programs that stated by RECOF on the website. The first one is Voices for Mekong Forest. The second one is Forest Landscape Restoration for Improved Livelihoods and Climate Resilience. And the last one is Swiss Partnership on Social Forestry and Climate Change. So moving on to the next slide, we can see here the Voice for Mekong Forest. As we all know, strengthening forest governance is vital for growth of Southeast Asia forest. And from WWF, they predict that GMS could contribute up to 17% of the total amount of global deforestation experienced by 2030. So you might ask about how could RECOF address this problem. So they know the root of the problem is that the local communities and the government cannot create a good policy that will make some kind of sustainable policy for both parties, in this case the local communities and the government. So the RECOF is there to participate to address the problem by doing that. And the second project is that the Forest Landscape Restoration for Improved Livelihoods and Climate Resilience. So it is a fact that Southeast Asia lost more than 30 million hectares of forest between 1990 and 2015, and it is a staggering number in terms of negative way, because this was more than 11% of its total forest area. The loss had significant socio-economic and environmental impacts, particularly on poor and rural economies. So the benefits from the FLR, it has a great potential to address these issues because it has a lot of benefits including better local climate regulation, and then improved flood and erosion control, an increased variety and availability of food and non-food products, and last but not least is that economic opportunities for local people, which is what the local people want. And the last project is that the Swiss Partnership on Social Forestry and Climate Change. So these are the top 3 priorities for future. I have to emphasize on the future social forestry initiative. The first priority is its secure land tenure and user rights. The second one is climate change adaptation, and the last one is food security. And the top 4 priorities for future investment in social forestry. The first priorities is exchange learning and experiences among member states. The second one is develop an Asian framework linking social forestry to the sustainable development goals of the UN 2030 agenda. And the last one is to develop a social forestry database to improve information and knowledge management, decision making, planning, monitoring and evaluation. So on RECOF News, the latest that we could find is that on Friday, August 7, 2020, RECOF and Thailand's Royal Forest Department (RFD) signed an agreement on Wednesday to strengthen their long-standing collaboration to empower local communities to sustainably manage the forest they depend on, which is, I think and I believe that it is a good way for both Thailand, because most of the local people on a rural area depends on their forest. So yeah, the sustainable development will be a huge impact for all of them out there. So moving on to the success factor and obstacle factor for Voice of Mekong Forest Factor. So I think that's all from us. Thank you for watching our presentation. And if you guys have any question, just fill in the box on the question box that will be provided on MS. So yeah, thank you.